It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And coming up, it'll be no holds barred between AFC South rivals. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
In the only building this franchise has ever known, we're at the home of the Texans. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Kaimi Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And we're off and running from Houston. Here's Parker Washington with the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out in his fourth season since arriving as the #1 overall pick back in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. A national champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great and you want to take your game to another level, you got to do it year in and year out.
First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. He'll get this to ETN. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the shotgun, Lawrence gets this one into the hands of Christian Kirk. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Well, very quick throw, but they couldn't connect. He was trying to find Christian Kirk there. So now they have 3rd and short.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Now give this up the middle to ETN. And he could not get there. They stop him right at the line. They stop him just short and force a 4th and 1.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
On 4th down, it's Logan Cook on for the Jaguars to punt it away. Nice punt here, up and angled towards the sideline. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. So now it's the Texans' turn to take the field for the first time. And leading them out is someone who became an absolute superstar last year as a rookie. Drafted second in 2023, it's C.J. Stroud.
CJ may not have been the #1 pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, but he was clearly the #1 rookie in all of the NFL last year. Near unanimous Rookie of the Year. In fact, even earning MVP votes, Kate, it wasn't just a little bit of a rebound and a rebuild for Houston. It was a remake in a hurry. And what can he do in his sophomore season? It will be must-see TV.
Finding Collins. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First down, Stroud. Schultz with the catch. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. On play action, here's Stroud. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. They strike for 23 yards. And it sets up a Houston first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They're set up at the 35 now. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Buys time, rolling right. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Well, after recording the sack, it looks like he is the one who's shaken up. We're going to get a stoppage here as he gets looked at. Offense to the line for second down. Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. And that one's forward for 1, maybe 2 yards. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Only a couple there, hoping obviously for considerably more. And that's going to bring up third and very long. Motioning left is their running back. This is complete to Schultz. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
A 51-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Devin Duvernay to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. One quarter down in this all AFC South contest. Just a field goal separates these two. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Back for the second quarter. It's Jaguar football. They have second down behind the sticks. ETN again. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Jalen Petrie there on the stop.
You know, Kate, one of the reasons it's so hard to run the ball in the NFL is to move grown men off their spot against their will. You get a run play like that, you've done your job. You've moved them against their will, and you've set yourself up for some later success.
Throwing is Lawrence on third down. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
First down throw, Lawrence. The throw finds Evan Ingram. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's a Jaguar first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
First and 10, it's Lawrence. That one's caught along the left sideline. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
First down, ball at the 36. Now we give left side to Bigsby. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Lawrence working from the gun. That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Here's ETN on first down. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. From the 21. Hits him on the out route. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. The Jaguars pushing for a late spark before halftime. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's a Jaguar first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. The back grabs it. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1.
I know that completion doesn't move the chains, but I love it nonetheless. You make sure that defense is aware of every eligible player going out, and this time it was out of the backfield with the running back that shows he's adept at catching it as well.
Sticking in the air with Lawrence. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars get some late points and the lead. Well, good luck stopping the big fella that close to the goal line, Brock. I've always thought that the distance right there is just made for tight ends to score touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's not just a sport that you also love to cover in basketball. It's all about matchups. You get near the red zone and into the end zone, matchups become critical. And when you got a dude like this that's a mismatch maker, you feed him.
Cam Little to try the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Jaguars take a 4-point lead.
Texans 3.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. This return starts at the 5. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no, and it's got to come back. So the penalty on the return doesn't do them any favors, Brock. A lot more field ahead of them here starting out. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. And he's not going to escape this. The Jags drop him. Now this is the dreaded sight anytime there's a sack. He's hurting after taking that hit, and they're going to get out there to check on him. They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. He puts some power on it. He's got it deep downfield. He's at the 30. The 10. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans take the lead just before halftime. It's a Stephon Diggs touchdown. That score was less about the throw, although it was good, partner, but it was more about getting it to somebody who knew exactly what to do with it.
Well, Kate, it's a good thing the touchdown shows up on both their stat sheets, because sometimes, well, it's quarterback who delivers, and sometimes it's the effort after the catch that really makes the magic happen.
Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Texans push their lead to 3. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Washington now to return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Jaguars going on offense one final time in the opening half. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. Lawrence to throw it. Gets everything he has under this throw. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go. Ryan Thomas Jr., his intended target. And it sets up second down.
You know, I don't fault that look at all, Kate, downfield. It was just an excellent defensive play to deny him the ball and knock it away. That is good on good.
Not taking any risks here, keeping this one on the ground. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Aziz Al-Shire that time on the tackle. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. It's another rushing play. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Final timeout called by the Texans. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Jacksonville in punt formation. And he's getting the call for the second time this game. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Starts his return from the 23. And they bring him down to put a stop to that return. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And they'll have a chance to run one play before time expires. Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on first down. So that clock's going to run as he takes a knee. We'll see if the defense wants to burn a timeout and preserve some of it. It's halftime here in Houston, with the Texans enjoying a lead at the break. Now we'll head over to Orlando, Florida. Check in with Jonathan Coachman for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. We just watched a strong first half from the Stanford man, quarterback Davis Mills. He was on point, throwing a touchdown pass to help his guys take the lead into the break. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Damian Pierce now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Texans and Stephon Diggs getting set for this next offensive possession. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Stroud. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Into the hands of Schultz. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Devin Lloyd on the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
It's Mixon on 2nd down. Still going past the 40. And he gets this down to the 38. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Stroud throwing here on 1st. To the sideline, Collins brings it in. And he's out a yard or 2 shy of the 15. It's a 21-yard gain. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Completed over the middle. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
Looking to throw, Stroud. Cut near the goal line. Touchdown, Houston. Now in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Texans make it a 10-point ball game. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Washington now to return. He stopped on the return at the 27. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. They're down 10 partway through this one. Score is 17-7. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, a give to ETN. Cuts it to the right sideline. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
I love these inside runs. Don't get away from them. You never know. You think it's going to be a short little gain, and then boom, you get the right blocking, a possessed running back, and you get some serious yards on the table.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
On 2nd down, it's ETN. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Looks like a pickup of 2, and now they've got 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a Jaguar first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
First down, ball at the 36. They put a receiver in motion right. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
They go right back to Etienne. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Aziz Al-Shire that time on the tackle. A 4-yard pickup, and they're just inches shy as we reach 3rd down.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
That's caught for the first. And they have this down to the 11 before being marked down. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's Jaguars football. They trail, but it's still within reach. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Has it in close. Touchdown, Jacksonville. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
They can tack on one more now, bring things back to within a field goal. And he connects there, so now another kick from him, a field goal, would tie this game in the 4th.
Jaguars 14.
Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now we get a look at this Texans offense. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to 1 score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun, Stroud. This one falls incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Throwing is Stroud. Getting out to his left. He's running for it. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Texans going to kick this away on fourth, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. And this will be his first effort of the contest. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it'll be Jaguars football. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 32. That pass caught by Strange. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. Pickup of 5 on that play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st down throw. Lawrence finds him over the middle. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Kirk in motion left. 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. That's going to be caught by Washington. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning left for them. We've got 1st and 10. Lawrence working from the gun. Complete. It's Ingram. And they take him down right along the 30. Second and 3 now. They bring Thomas in motion. Setting up to pass. Got a man, it's Thomas. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. They gain 14 on the play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Throw reeled in by Thomas. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Gets it to him on the screen. And he drives this forward to the 6. The Jaguars are going to call their 1st time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get him enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Got that chip shot in their back pocket to tie it. A chance at the lead here first, though. First and goal. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know, when receivers have room to operate, that's a play that can totally gash a defense. But, Kate, when you get down here in the red zone, it becomes so much tougher because you have a whole lot less space. And, in fact, you'll see defenses swarm like that one just did.
Here he is to throw. Dumped off to his running back. And he's brought down at the line. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's second. Still one more in their pocket to use. Buckle up. It's third and goal. To throw. He's got it. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minute.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And, Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
Now a crucial point after to stretch the lead beyond a field goal. And it's good, so they take the lead, and the extra point buys them some breathing room. A field goal does not tie it now.
Texans 17.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Pierce now on the return. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. They find themselves down here in the fourth after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Stroud off the play fake. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. And this won't be caught. Clock is going to stop. We've got 14 seconds to go.
You know, ball skills, they're not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
Second and 10, Stroud to throw. This is complete to Schultz. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Shotgun now for Stroud. That pass caught by Tank Dell. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. After after a good pickup. They've got 2nd and 4. One final shot here. This is for the ball game. It's intercepted. That will do it.
Pass interference. Defense.
Ball game's not over just yet. Don't leave those seats. The interference call means we're going to have an untimed down here. And they win it. They win it. It's a touchdown. No time left. So it's the Texans who defend their building and take the win. And partner, I know you took down plenty of division rivals in your NFL days. Heck, your conference opponents back in Washington in your college days. Always makes the win a little bit sweeter when it comes against a rival, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's just a little bit more emotion. There just is.
Yeah.
I mean, you try to keep every game level, and no opponent's bigger than the other, but familiarity does breed a little more contempt, and we could feel it today, and that's why that W is a little bit sweeter.
So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans, as we'll see